This will be for the Kuta software worksheet, secant angles. All right, so you want to remember if two chords intersect inside a circle, then the measure of each angle is half the sum of the measures of the arcs intercepted by the angle and its vertical angle. So just as an example, if you wanted to find the measure of angle 1, you want to look at its arc, so that's going to be DC, and you want to look at the arc on the other side for the vertical angle, that's AB. Okay, so you just add those two and take half. In other words, it's the average of the two arcs. If a tangent and a secant, two tangents or two secants intersect outside a circle, then the measure of the angle formed is half the difference of the intercepted arcs. So it doesn't matter if it's a tangent and a secant, or a tangent and a tangent, or a secant and a secant. Okay, in all three cases, you want to look at the intercepted arcs and subtract them and take 1/2. So in the first case for angle 1, you want to look at this arc here and subtract this arc here. Okay, and then you just take half. Obviously, the larger arc is always going to be written first. Otherwise, you're going to get a negative. All right, and same thing for all three cases. If you look at angle 2, you take this arc here and subtract this arc here, and then just take half. Okay, same thing in the third case. This arc minus this arc, and then take half in order to find angle 3. All right, let's look at number 1. We have this angle here, the question mark. All right, that angle is inside the circle. So in this case, when it's inside the circle, it's going to be half the sum of the arcs. All right, so it's pretty simple. The question mark is going to equal, you see this angle, it intercepts this arc right here. So that's 175 plus, and you look at the vertical angle, and its arc is 55. And then you just take half or divide by 2. So 175 plus 55 is going to be 230. Divided by 2, that equals 115. And that is in degrees. Now for number 7, you have to work backwards a little bit. They actually give you the angle inside, and you're going to have to add this and divide by 2 and set it equal to 85. All right, let's look at number 2. Now here we have this angle outside the circle. So it's going to equal half of the difference of the arcs. All right. So we're going to take the larger arc. That's right here. That's 140. And subtract the smaller arc. That's 50. And take half of that or divide by 2. 140 minus 50 is 90. Divided by 2, and that just equals 45, and that's in degrees. All right, one more theorem here. the measure of an inscribed angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. So this right here is an inscribed angle, okay? The reason I know that is because its vertex right there is on the circle. Okay, so the vertex is on the circle. That's how I know that D is an inscribed angle. They actually called it ADB. Okay, and the measure of angle ADB is half of the arc. So if you look at the arc right here that runs from A to B, this angle is going to be half of this arc. Okay, so if the arc were X degrees, the angle would just be 1/2 X degrees. All right, so if you look at number 5, it's very simple. This angle right here is inscribed because the vertex is on the circle, and it intercepts this arc right here. All right, so this angle is intercepted by this arc, so the question mark is just going to be half of 194. And that's going to be, let's see, half of 200 is 100, and minus 3, that's going to be 97. And that's in degrees.